Good afternoon, traders. I'm Michael Sabo, Senior Commodities Broker with RJO Futures here on September 4th with some commentary here in the crude oil market. So let's get started here. Well, we've got crude prices here quite a bit weaker right now. We're trading around $107 a barrel. We're off about $1.54 right now. Brent's also a little bit weaker, trading just under $115 a barrel. That's off about 75 cents. I've mentioned it in many of these posts. Take a look at that spread. That spread's now out to about $8 there. So we're really starting to see that widen up here a little bit. There's been some great opportunity there. Give me a call, shoot me an email if you want to talk about how to trade the WTI Brent spread. We can get into more detail. Looking at the nat gas, we're a little firmer here right now. We're trading just under 368. Complex is off here. We've got the RBOB down about 46 ticks, trading right around 286. Heat's off about 145, trading around 313 and change there. So a little bit of a weaker tone there, but that oil, that's really the main headline here. And let's dive right into it here. Syria here still the topic of discussion. I talked about that in last week's post here. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, take a look at it. We have big developments there. Last week, everyone was on the edge of their seat to see, when the U.S. was going to possibly launch some missiles, at some key targets there in Syria. And as we know, nothing happened. And on Saturday, the President Obama came out and said that he was going to wait and he was going to seek congressional approval. And that really pushed things off the table here, at least for the time being, because Congress doesn't reconvene here to September 9th. So we've really started to see some fear premium come out of the market. Take a look at yesterday's activity. While the market did come back, we went down to almost 104 a barrel there in the overnight activity. And this morning, and afternoon here, we've got a weaker tone here as well. The thing of it is that, with Obama now seeking congressional approval, and that's if he gets it. And, there's a lot of, mixed tones there as to if he'll even get congressional approval. And if he does, the next big question is he going to go without UN support? Remember, you've got, Russia, China, they're basically backing it away and they're not throwing their support behind it right now. And so does that mean that if we do get congressional approval, that the U.S. is going to be the one that's going to stick their nose out there, so to speak, and actually go without UN backing? I don't know if that's going to be the case. So there's a chance that even though, that proverbial line in the sand has been crossed, that nothing may come about of it here right now. And I think there's a lot of opportunity. They've put a lot of fear premium into that market. Remember last week, on the heels of all this going on, crude prices touched up at over $112 a barrel. And since that time, we've been weakening. You look at the supply side of the equation, and last week's EIA numbers, we saw a build of about 3 million barrels. Now, the data here, the EIA data was delayed here because of the holiday on Monday, so it's not going to come out here to tomorrow. Traders are right now looking for a draw of about 1.5 million barrels. I'm not so sure that's going to happen. I think there's a possibility we could see a build as we're seeing, more oil possibly being kind of kept back because there's this real uncertainty with what's going on with Syria. Now, the bigger thing, I think, quite frankly, is what's happening in Libya. Now, we have seen oil production there scale back quite a bit here to about 2011 levels. And as I've talked about in my other post here, a lot more oil, exports. There's really nothing coming out of Syria right now. But, Libya, I think, is the bigger thing here to kind of focus in on. And we really haven't heard that much about it. But Saudi Arabia has come out. The Saudis have already said they'll ramp up production if need be to help keep prices in check. So I think really once you start to analyze the situation here, I still think that crude prices could possibly weaken further down to the 103.5 area. We'll take a look at the EIA data and we'll see what happens there. Remember, you look at the supply and demand situation. Supply side seems adequate in my opinion, and the demand side seems very questionable at best. So let's keep an eye on it. Look at that EIA data there tomorrow. If you have any questions, comments, give me a call, shoot me an email. We can get into more detail. And of course, remember that futures trading does involve a substantial amount of risk. May not be suitable for all traders. Good luck and good trading.